Welcome to Positively Las Vegas, a look at the good things happening around the valley. I'm Kalina Estrinos. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to share the latest stories that showcase the reasons why we love Las Vegas. That means the people, the businesses, and all of the activities that make the valley such a great place to live. We'll also share fun things to do in Las Vegas each week.
Thrills, excitement, and a whole lot of practice. These girls in Summerlin are preparing for the Little League World Series, and they want to make the most of their opportunity.
The crack of the bat brings in a run as the South All-Stars in Summerlin get their reps at practice, all of them putting in their best efforts.
However hard you work in practice is really going to affect how you play, like as an individual and as a team.
The team is putting in work on the field as they're going to the Little League World Series in North Carolina, representing Nevada and the West region.
Kind of crazy because I used to watch it on TV and I'm like, oh, I want to be there one day. And it's like hard to believe now that I'm actually here.
The head coach says he knew his team had the talent to make it, and their hard work made it a reality after winning the West Regional. He says the girls will be playing in front of the biggest crowds so far and wants them to savor the moment.
Number one is they go to compete, but number two is they're going to have a lot of fun and make some memories. These are memories for life.
The players are proud to be battle-born and making Nevada proud.
I think it's a very big opportunity for us to go out there and kind of show the world what we can do, and I think if we try our best and work our hardest and just do what we normally do, I think that we can pull out a win.
1, 2, 3,
The girls will be playing their first game in the Little League World Series next Thursday. That game will be streaming on ESPN+. Jeremy Chen, 13 Action News.
Well, a new place to rock and teach the next generation of musicians. The Rock Academy of the Performing Arts is the new musical wing of the Delta Academy in North Las Vegas. They're hosting a summer institute for students with focus on contemporary music like rock, hip hop, country, jazz, and mariachi. Staff says this is a break from traditional school music classes that teach orchestral music.
So when a student comes in with the interest of they just want to rock, well, they're not going to get that at a typical typical high school. They do that on their own and extracurricular activities, but here they're actually going to be doing that type of music.
And the Summer Institute wraps up tomorrow with a celebratory concert hosted and performed by students. Well, this evening we are introducing you to a Nevada-built business dreaming of a big future while keeping its focus much more grounded. And 13 Action News anchor Todd Quinones shows us how this Henderson company is making money by fixing what's under your feet.
The surface of Lake Sahara gets all of the attention, and for good reason. But beneath that beautiful, tranquil turquoise top of the man-made lake lies the work of a Nevada-built business called Substrata.
We are a biochemical manufacturing company, so that means we manufacture enzyme-based products.
Substrata CEO Royal Marty says one of the products they make is an enzyme-based solution used to harden dirt.
You mix it in with the soil and it creates a concrete-like surface. They used it in Lake Sahara back in the 70s. And so now, to this day, the seepage and the erosion that they've seen on Lake Sahara has been negligible.
But their bread and butter are roads. No, not anything like the 15 or 215. We're talking mostly about unpaved dirt roads, like roads that lead to a farmhouse or a ranch in rural parts of Nevada, the United States, and also well beyond.
Whether it's in Latin America or even Africa, now they can use Permazyme and apply it once and have a very stable road that they can rely on for 10 to 15 years.
The Henderson company also makes an enzyme-based solution that helps keep the dust down at construction sites by creating a kind of crust over the soil.
What it does is it traps those loose particles in. And so now when wind comes through or something like that, those soil particles cannot come up and enter the atmosphere.
Now at this point, you may be asking yourself, what exactly is an enzyme?
An enzyme is essentially a living organism, and an enzyme acts as a catalyst for something.
Enzymes are also used to brew beer and ferment wine.
They are environmentally friendly, non-toxic, and non-hazardous.
Marty took over the business from a friend of his father's.
The company was originally founded back in the 70s.
After learning the ropes, he then bought the company and renamed it. Now, his focus is on expansion, so that includes products for household use, including a solution for cleaning and odor control.
When it's used for odor elimination, the enzymes actually go through and are eating the proteins that are causing the odors. So if it's used for like pet odors or something like that, the enzymes are actually eating those proteins.
Todd Quinones, 13 Action News.
And while Substrata is largely for commercial and industrial use, you can buy their solution, Simply Clean. Substrata is also growing and currently hiring, and we have more information on our website at ktnv.com. Search Substrata.
Welcome back to Positively Las Vegas. For more details on any of the stories you're watching today, visit our website, ktnv.com/positivelylv.
Shining the spotlight on small town news. Tonight is the premiere of a new HBO docu-series all about the inner workings of a small television station in Pahrump.
And 13 Action News anchor Rosti Matei attended a watch party at the Marriott Grand Chateau right here in Las Vegas and now has the recap and also the reaction.
About 50 people packed this hotel room tonight, many of them the staff at this small station in Pahrump, as well as their friends and family, to watch this 6-part docuseries from HBO as it's broadcast out to the world for the first time.
A lot of laughs, and since this was a private party, not many masks, all for the premiere of Small Town News, a new HBO show about KPVM, a privately owned television station in Pahrump, Nevada.
The show is really kind of like a mixture between The Office and real life docu-series. It's just there's no scripted content. It's all real life. What happens in news? What does it take to get that news on every single day? And that's what it's about.
The show is highlighted by a colorful cast of characters, with everyone doing multiple duties, like Memory Aldrich, who is the administrative assistant and an account executive at the station.
It's not anything like the stigma that there is behind it, and that it's fun, something that people might want to get into. It's really exciting that there is stuff that goes on in the desert. And there is good stuff that comes out of Pahrump.
Tonight, the crowd, mostly made up of friends and family, got its first look at parts 1 and 2 of this 6-part docuseries and loved every minute of it.
It's so neat to see a guy's an overnight success over the course of 30 years. The guy put in the work, pounding rocks in the hot sun and the School of Hard Knocks and all that good stuff. So it is heartwarming.
He's talking about the true stars of the show, Vernon Van Winkle and his wife Rhonda Van Winkle, who couldn't be happier to show off their station and the small town of Pahrump to the rest of the world.
When we actually watched the first couple of episodes, it helped us appreciate each other. I appreciate everything that they're doing in the field, and they started appreciating maybe what Vern does for engineering or what I do behind the scenes.
As we grew to know the producers on a daily basis, we started feeling the love of the program, and the more the love came to us, the more we realized that the program is going to be a very good docuseries on the actuality of what happens in a small station. Very excited for the product, the outcome of the product. I think everybody's going to love it.
Now, this 6-part docuseries airs only on HBO, and the first 2 episodes are out available right now, with the next couple of episodes being released in a couple of weeks. Reporting at the Marriott Grand Chateau, Rosti Matei, 13 Action News.
Tickets, they are now on sale for a new attraction coming to the Las Vegas Strip. Flyover in Las Vegas is an immersive flight ride right next to the Hard Rock Cafe. It is set to open on September 1st. You're looking at the video now. It looks fun. It'll take guests over a virtual tour of some 22 locations in the West, including the Grand Canyon and Zion National Park as well. Tickets, they're $24 for kids and $34 for adults. We do have a link to buy them on our website, ktnv.com/links.
Animal lovers can come out and celebrate World Lion Day at Lion Habitat Ranch this weekend. Come out and support the nonprofit that provides a sanctuary for over 30 beautiful animals like Bentley. This Saturday and Sunday, it's all about the kids. Join in the scavenger hunt and costume contest being held at noon right under Ozzy the giraffe, who just loves to be fed lettuce, by the way. And guess what? The winner of the costume contest gets to feed an actual lion. Line dancing is back at Stoney's Rockin' Country. Stop by this Friday night as Tyler Braden stops in from Nashville. The former firefighter turned country star will perform live on the Stoney stage. And Finn the Bat Dog has resumed his dugout duties with the Las Vegas Aviators. Watch in awe as the limber Labrador collects bats at all upcoming home games against Salt Lake, Thursday through Tuesday night inside the Las Vegas ballpark. For even more fun ideas, check out our website, ktnv.com, and look for 13 Things. Have a great week.
Welcome back to Positively Las Vegas. For more details on any of the stories you're watching today, visit our website, ktnv.com/positivelylv.
And in this week's Veterans Voice, we introduce you to a veteran who's now a franchise owner.
And I went out to his shop recently, and as you're about to see, his military background and his love for pizza is the perfect recipe for success. There's a new pizza spot in town. You can hear the traffic. It's off of Charleston and Jones, and we are taking you inside Marco's Pizza. We're talking to the owner about how his time in the military is now helping him run a business. We are inside the kitchen right now at Marco's Pizza. Say hello to the owner, Raymond Filer. Thank you so much for showing us around.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. So I've learned you are an Army veteran, so I'm curious to know how you went from serving our country to now serving the community with this pizza shop.
Sure. So I was with the Nevada National Guard with the 72nd Military Police Company, and shortly after getting out of the military, I got my master's degree with UNLV and met some really good people and said, you know, what should we do? We really liked pizza, so we said, let's start a pizza shop.
You can smell how delicious it is in here, and we have a little pizza that I'm gonna decorate while you show us some of the toppings. So walk us through what you got here.
So we have all of our toppings, they're all made fresh. We've got our spinach, our cheeses, our meats, all of our vegetables are cut fresh daily. And then for those that are pro pineapple, we have pineapples, of course.
Was there anything that you learned while you were in the military that's helping you run a business?
Sure, I think organizational effectiveness is probably one of the most important things. We have a young GM, Jacob, and he's an absolute rock star, and that's something that we dial in every single day.
I love it. Okay, so we are going to show you a final product for everyone interested at home. Take a look at this beauty. So tell me what kind of pizza we have.
So this is our Pep Mag. It's one of our specialty pizzas. You've got regular pepperonis, and then you've got the Old World pepperonis on there, and then there's a garlic crust. So it's very, very good.
Oh my goodness, it looks delicious. Thank you so much for sharing your story. We really appreciate it. And if you're interested in learning more about Raymond or any other veteran we've profiled, you can go to ktnv.com. All right, Raymond also says they have a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club, providing opportunities for teens 16 and up with their first work experience. By the way, Veterans Voice is brought to you by Southern Nevada Ford Dealers.
Do they have breakfast pizza?
I don't know. I should have asked
Because
for
I'm
you.
hungry now.
Sorry.
A Las Vegas ER nurse is going way above and beyond her call of duty, showing what it means to be positively Las Vegas. She visits Southern Hills Hospital on her days off to pamper her patients.
And 13 Action News reporter Kelsey McFarland is live outside of the hospital this morning with more on these acts of kindness. Good morning, Kelsey.
Good morning, Kalina and Dave. Brooke Johns has been a nurse for 2.5 years. She sees people at their worst, hospitalized, battling illness, uncomfortable, and often far too tired to take care of their own physical appearance. She says this goes far beyond vanity, though. She believes the human connection and a human touch can help heal.
It started during the pandemic, braiding a friend's hair that was isolated and battling illness.
Her hair was very, very snarled. She was too weak to brush it out herself, and it was something she was really worried about. And so one of the times I went up there, I was able to brush out her hair and braid it and just talk with her, and she was a different person when I left that room.
5 months later, Brooke Johns continues to spend hours at Southern Hills Hospital on her days off, brushing and braiding the hair of any patient that needs it. On this day, that patient was Sierra Stein.
So good to see you.
Making it a surprise reunion. Brooke previously cared for Sierra in an emergency room and encouraged her to seek additional care.
And it's because of her that I was admitted to the hospital, and I'm getting the care and treatment that I need.
Sierra says it's this care that brings her comfort during an uncertain time.
COVID's going around, and there's a lot of isolation. You can't really have visitors, so having someone actually come in, care about you, hold your hand, braid your hair, makes you feel like you're at home again.
Other nurses are now joining Brooke in braiding patients' hair, proving that kindness is contagious.
I think because nurses in general, we get into this to help other people.
Now, Brooke does not want to stop there. She says once visitation restrictions are lifted, she wants to start visiting Sunrise Children's Hospital just as Elsa from Frozen. Reporting live, I'm Kelsey McFarland, 13 Action News.
Get the best of Positively Las Vegas on your time. Download the KTMV 13 Action News app on your Roku, Apple TV, or Amazon Fire TV streaming device. Visit ktmv.com/apps for more information. Welcome back to Positively Las Vegas. For more details on any of the stories you're watching today, visit our website, ktmv.com/positivelylv.
Morning, Las Vegas. Thanks for staying with us in the 6 o'clock hour. I'm Dave Crevassier.
And I'm Kalina Estrinos. And all week long, we are getting you and your kids ready for the first day of school. And it's really exciting for us because this morning we're talking smiles with our traffic anchor, Zora Asbury.
That's right. So it's one of the most important things you can really do. I know, Dave, you have an appointment later today.
I'm seeing the dentist today.
You should be doing it every 6 months, but during
That's
the
right.
pandemic, we had a lot of people who weren't going to the dentist. So we did talk to one dentist, Ray Tucker, about why it's so important. It's a simple ask, but you got to go to the dentist.
There was a big reduction in the amount of people bringing their children in for visits. I would say at least half.
That time away from the dentist's office may have been more detrimental than parents may think, especially when it comes to early childhood dental care.
By far, the biggest issue affecting children in their oral health is what we call early childhood caries. And what that is a condition where children tend to sleep with a bottle or carry around a cup of juice or even milk. And just the duration of the time on the teeth gradually softens all the enamel, and that causes just a cascade of issues.
Dr. Ray Tucker is a pediatric dentist with Union Village Kids Dentistry. He says if your child already feels pain, it may be too late.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of treatment, is a saying that I like. And that's because if we can tell mom or tell dad, just little bits of information that really help preserve the health of their child, then when they do return for their exams, it's much less likely that they're going to need any treatment intervention.
As students return back to the classroom, Dr. Tucker says it's important to keep in mind the types of snacks that you send your kiddos to school with.
Snacks that don't tend to cause tooth decay are things like dairy products, like cheese sticks are a good one. Things like peanut butter, granola, grains will not cause tooth decay like sugars will, refined sugars. So we want to avoid things like soda, juice, gummies, lollipops.
And no matter the age, Dr. Tucker says a good routine could save you routine visits to the dentist.
So for kids, by far the most important thing is a routine. When children don't have a routine, it can just make it a lot more difficult to prevent problems. There's not always a way to reduce the anxiety. So what I like to tell parents is if you know your child has a lot of anxiety, you don't always need to talk about it. Sometimes the best thing to do is let the provider talk to your child. They keep you nice and clean. It's like a napkin, but I like to think of it as a cape.
Dr. Tucker also says it's helpful bringing them into a calming environment where seeing the dentist doesn't seem so scary.
We have a lot of equipment that can make things easier for children. So we have television screens on the ceiling, we have x-ray equipment that's modern and quick, and we have all the modern tools in order to make the things that we do need to do as pleasant as possible.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but it's literally pulling teeth to get my kiddo to brush his teeth
I see what
in
you
the
did
morning
there.
and at night.
But if you go to a place like this, I mean, I wish I had that. You have the TV up there,
Makes it
you
nice,
make it all nice
yeah.
and calm. I love it.
They do so much to take that anxiety out of it for kids. That's great.
And my kids who are 3 and 6, so I mean, simple pleasures, but they're jazzed that they get like free toothbrushes. And free. They think flossing is cool. That's how young they are.
Are they talking about this kind of flossing or this kind of flossing?
That's great.
You know what,
both
before we get
important
to Justin's forecast, we do have a little back to school photo we want to show you this morning. If you take a look behind us, that is our traffic anchor Zora Asbury with her back to school picture.
Look at that.
How old were you there?
Man, I think I was probably maybe about 6 or 7.
6 or 7, so cute.
You look a
at
little
that.
blurry there. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think it was a resolution back in 1996,
That's
you know.
okay.
Polaroid, a Polaroid.
Cute though. Do you still have that wicker chair at home?
I feel like maybe, our grandmas have that somewhere in their house somewhere. But back
We
to
want to
the
see
full
your
screen
back to school
there.
pictures too. Just send them over here. Send them to photos@ktnv.com. You might even see them on the air
I was wiping my laughter, my tears.
Yeah.
Don't
See-
cry. We're going
see
back to school.
Kalina's. I want to see Dave's.
I don't have any.
I want to lose mine because I was a big geek back in the day.
Now to 13 Vegas sports. The VGK faithful certainly was cross-checked last week. A couple of original Golden Knights, of course, traded away. And Good Morning Las Vegas anchor Dave Crevassier spoke with Las Vegas Weekly's Case Kiefer about the moves.
Boy, the Knights really got some attention when they traded Andre Fleury, more like they dropped a bomb. Why did they do that?
Yeah, Dave, well, I try not to be, too, I understand everyone's feelings, so I don't want to be, mean about it or anything, but we talked about this I talked about this with you the last time we wrote about the Golden Knights. The writing was just on the wall. They were going to have to trade one goalie. Fleury was still the favorite because of, his age and how much money he was going to make. Now, the season he had last year, I think you can make the argument that maybe it could have been Robin Lehner. It was a possibility, but this was always a favorite to happen. And I know some of the circumstances have rubbed people the wrong way in the way they let him know and stuff. But in no way do I think this was a shocking trade. It was just something that had to happen. And it's the reality of what the NHL is dealing with the tight salary cap, and especially the Golden Knights, who are one of the teams most pressed up against it. Kelly McCrimmon, the Golden Knights general manager, of course, has said this is the team we're going to have. Basically has said we're done. We don't foresee any other moves. That being said, I mean, there's still a big trade piece that all Golden Knights fans, I think, are looking at with, former top overall pick Jack Eichel in Buffalo. It looks like he might get traded at some point, and the Golden Knights have been linked to him for a long time.
All right, we'll see. So, by the way, this week's issue of Las Vegas Weekly comes out tomorrow.
Thanks for watching Positively Las Vegas on your favorite streaming device. If you miss any part of this week's program, just hit the back button on your remote and scroll down until you see Positively Las Vegas, and you'll find every story we aired in this episode. Stay tuned for more from 13 Action News after the break, and check us out anytime right here on KTV streaming, Las Vegas News on your time.